and stakeholders of the Southeast Zone who got the notice for this meeting rather late or even failed to get it. I hope that the party did not liaise properly with the zonal officials regarding arrangements for this meeting, but you went ahead and made the arrangements anyway. I will definitely let the party know so that we will do better in the future. This past week has been a very difficult one for me, and I'm sure that must have contributed to my not getting a timely briefing on the arrangements being made. But I take full responsibility. I promise to do better in the future. In fact, I have not communicated adequately myself, and for that, I sincerely apologize, particularly to our host. Our task is a collective one, and I appeal to all to watch out for lapses and bring our attention to them so that corrective measures can be taken in a timely manner. We cannot leave anybody behind, and we cannot take anybody or anything for granted. The campaigns and elections are huge, complex, and highly demanding undertakings, and we must win the election for the sake of our country and our people. I sincerely thank you, our own Guru, His Excellency Governor for his demonstrated commitment to the success of this party, for the elaborate arrangements made and for our electoral victory next year. I am told, and I have seen myself, that he went the extra mile to ensure that adequate preparations were made despite my communication shortcomings. That is leadership. That is commitment. That is selflessness. I really appreciate it. Thank you. This very important visit is part of my consultations with the leaders of our various zones. We thank them for their support. We listen to them regarding issues specific to their zones, both in terms of preparations for the campaigns, but also governance after the elections. We must be prepared to hit the ground running from day one if Nigerians give us their mandate. Our country is in very bad shape, and rescuing it requires proper preparations and attention to details, not just in terms of general issues affecting the whole country, but also issues specific to each zone and states they are in, because they differ from state to state and from zone to zone. As you know, the Southeast is close to my heart. You have supported me through thick and thin, and I will always remember that. Your sons and daughters have played very positive roles in the development of my life and our country. They were key personnel who played important roles in the PDP government in which I served as Vice President, and they have continued to excel in other roles across the world. You are a key contributor to economic activities in this country, and a government that wants to revive our economy and provide opportunities for our people must carry the Southeast along. I am a businessman, and I know that businesses need supporting environment to thrive. And when they thrive, the country thrives. I do not see the provision of infrastructure in any part of the country as a favor to that country or to that part. If anything, it is a favor to the country because we are one country and one economy. An illustration, a bridge across the river Niger or a coal power plant in Enugu is a favor to the Nigerian economy because they will contribute to growth in economic activities not just in the southeast but across the country. We do not require identity cards from people and goods crossing a bridge. An electric power does not carry ethnic or religious currents when they pass law or high tension cables. When you understand the importance of infrastructure for economic development, jobs, and wealth creation, your focus would be to provide as much infrastructure as is needed in every part of the country, rather than treat it as favors bestowed on those you like and deny to those you dislike. When I was campaigning for the privilege of being a presidential candidate in the forthcoming election, I outlined the 5 priorities: to reunify the country, improve security, fix the economy, to restructure the federation, and improve human capital development. These are the areas that I believe would have the most impact on all other aspects of our development and our quality of life as citizens and as a country. Our country is more divided today than it has ever been, and it is our responsibility to reunify through equity, justice, and fairness. That way, we can all pull in one direction to develop our country and improve our people's lives. This will require giving every segment of this country a sense of belonging, not just by meeting constitutional requirements on federal character, but through government policies, programs and projects, and our body language and utterances as leaders. We need to provide efficient and effective government that secures the lives and properties of our people. Without security, life itself is meaningless. Economic and other legitimate activities become impaired, and investors will only flee. That is why security will be a top priority for a government that I lead. We will recruit, train, adequately equip and reward more police and other security personnel. We shall devolve policing powers to states that so desire can establish state police to help secure their states. I have been calling for this for several years. Even when I was in government, I had a disagreement with my boss on that. And we now seem to have reached a national consensus on it. Now there is no part of this country, whether north or south, which is against police, state police. None. Part of our task is to separate genuine political grievances from mere criminality. Political grievance will be addressed through the political process, while criminality will be dealt with through law enforcement. However, we will address the root causes of insecurity, including the lack of opportunities, collapse of education, climate change, and its impact on agriculture and animal husbandry, and lack of modernization of same. We shall modernize our agriculture, including animal husbandry, to help reduce the persistent clashes between farmers and nomadic herders, which have increasingly become violent. Since the late 1960s, we have had a faulty federal structure that concentrates too much power and resources at the center, thereby turning the federating states into appendages or parastatals of the federal government. A PDP government that I lead will work with the legislatures to restructure our federal system and devolve more powers to the states with corresponding resources. In fact, to give you an update, I had already set up a constitutional review comprising constitutional lawyers to help me draft an amendment to our constitution, so that from day one, I will meet with the governors, I will meet with the leaders of the legislators, so that we can have an understanding and pass that law or that amendment to our constitution. That way, states will be better able to set their own development priorities, while the federal government focuses on setting and maintaining standards. A federal system that does not encourage the federating units to compete among themselves in order to be better is a faulty one. This restructuring is not a favor to any section or group of sections of the country. Our country needs it badly in order to survive and thrive. Our economy also needs major reforms if it is to grow and provide jobs and opportunities for our young people. We must involve the private sector more in economic activities and investment, including in the provision of infrastructure. We shall stop fiscal support for non-performing government enterprises and also end, I said end, fuel subsidies. I'm not scared to say it, because between 1999 and 2007, I drew up a program of removal of fuel subsidy.